What is up, my friends? My name is Echothromi, and today I'm here with Lady B, and we're taking a look at the latest Clash Babes war, breaking down some of the attacks, choosing our favorites, and doing what we do every single week on What's Clashin'. Alright guys, I have Lady B with me here again today, and we're taking a look at the Clash Babes' most recent war versus Locked and Loaded. Lady B chose 3 of her favorite attacks, and I chose 3 of mine, and we're going to kind of break them down for you, have some fun while we do it. Lady B, what's going on?
Not much. I'm trying not to burst out laughing and ruin this recording yet again another time.
For those of you guys that don't know, I am quite funny, and she just laughs the whole time.
It's like a challenge not to keep laughing as we start the recordings, though. Seriously.
It's difficult. Shall we jump into the first attack and just get this thing rolling today?
Yes, please. Oh my god.
So the first attack is going to be on base number 3. It's an 11v11. Let's hit that one in 3, 2, 1, and play. This attack was done by Bonnie Dune from the Clash Babes, going against the number 3 base, our number 1 versus their number 3. And as you guys can see, bit of BOWITCH going on here, guys. You know that I love BOWITCH. I've been a fan of this strategy for a while. So the bowlers and witches starting off in the north and in the that's the east, and we got our giants coming in from the CC. No golem in this one right here, guys. All the bowlers have been cooked up, and the giants are coming in from the CC. King and queen behind. They're gonna be pushing straight to that base, and basically it's time to wreck shop right now.
I know golems, though, right?
Yeah. Why is that? Do you know, Lady B?
Because it's single targeting infernos, and they tend to melt golems much quicker, so you're better off using multiple troops like giants that can take on the heat and for sustained periods of time, since you're using multiple ones.
Look at how knowledgeable you are. And I'll tell you, since the nerf to single target inferno and buff to multi, I'm still seeing single target infernos everywhere. I haven't seen many multi-target infernos at all, but I've been seeing a ton of giants being used in place of golem, which is, I mean, such a great idea. You're going to lose maybe 1 or 2 giants rather than your whole golem at the same cost. Plus, the giants throw in a bit more damage with those strikes, so it works out well. Nice transition a lot of clans have made to the giants from the golem. And right now, I mean, you got these witches and bowlers walking nicely around the outside of the base, being healed up well. The heroes are doing okay in the center of the base with a couple of bowlers alive still. This one really went well, and to be honest with you, all 3 of my attacks are the same strategy, so that's why I chose all of these 3. Plus, they're the 11v11, so I believe the only 11v11s in this war were using BOWITCH. Is that saying something about BOWITCH or what?
It's super OP.
Super OP. I agree.
I do see it a lot in CWL wars, though, for the 11v11.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, BOWITCH, and the only other one I would normally see would be the spam Lalo. Mm-hmm. But more and more BOWITCH with this. A lot of times it's like a queen walk going into the BOWITCH. You'll start off with a queen walk with those healers, and then bring everything in. The queen meets up with the troops, but I kind of like this witch slap approach of it.
That's exactly what it is. It's totally a witch slap approach.
Yeah.
But I like it. And we could talk more about it because there's multiple of this same attack, or at least similar attacks. So what's the one that we're going to go take a look at now for you? What's one of your favorites?
I picked a 10v10.
Okay.
And it is number 16.
16.
I'm going to let you try and pronounce that name.
All right. Well, let's hit replay. You ready for it? In 3, 2, 1, and play. Oh, that is... I
love
That's Kalalea. Yeah, that's Kalalea.
Kalalea?
That's how I'm going to say it, yeah.
No, it's like Kialea. Kiali.
That's what you get for asking me to pronounce it. You get a weird one.
So what's kind of funny is that you picked all BOWITCH strategies. I love Go-Baho, and all the strategies I picked were Go-Baho.
We all have our favorites, right? I mean, we like what we like.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was a shattered approach, but this actually doesn't have bowlers in it. It's just a shattered entry with the troops, wall breaking in, jump into the core, so they're kind of gutting out what's going on in that center to create nice pathing for the hogs. This is a little bit more like the kill squad hogs that I like to do in 10v10. And I think it's kind of like a cool strategy for Town Hall 10. You just have to be very mindful of where there might be possibilities of spring traps, and she managed to handle this pretty well. Didn't have any back-end hogs to assist, which I think would be a little risky on this type of attack. But was able to kind of pull through. I just thought it was kind of a nice example. I like seeing more than just BOWITCH in Town Hall 10. So it's nice when you see HOGS because it is a super viable strategy here.
Yeah,
but you can see how much she has left over here at the end, and they managed to get through past that king. Some baby dragons right there on the back end here to help with the cleanup.
Yeah, she has a lot of air troops. She has the minions as well in this one. I kind of like that as cleanup. It works out nice.
Absolutely. But it was really, she gutting out that core, she got really nice value out of her kill squad, and she was able to really clean up that base with those hogs and create that beautiful pathing. Use those skills.
The pathing is gorgeous. It definitely is.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get into another one of mine. Let's take a look at base number 5. It's another 11v11. Again, another BOWITCH attack, and it's done by Jordana in 3, 2, 1, and play. And yeah, our number 3 versus their number 5. We have our queen being healed up on this one. This may be more the strategy that you were talking about, starting out with that Grand Warden Queen walk, and those breakers coming in behind the giant. Even though they got hit by a bomb, they did make it into the wall. And raging that up a little bit. I like that this starts out with a walk. I really like the queen walk. It's such a great start to an attack, especially when your queen survives the whole battle because she's got those healers on her.
Yeah, I like seeing these a little bit more than I like seeing the witch slaps at 11v11 because it just adds like a really pretty element to it. There's like a little more elegance to it, a little more patience. You're carving out the base, you're carving out your path instead of just spamming those troops through.
Oh,
it's
don't
not
say
just
spamming.
Oh, I know, but
You said it.
I said it. But it can be a little spammy when you're doing the witch slaps. Well, it is spammy.
It is, which is why I like it. For me personally.
I'm not going to deny it because it is a viable strategy. It's just that I like seeing a little more path carving too.
You like phase 1 and phase 2 of an attack type stuff?
I do. It's I find it a little bit. There's a little more challenge to it. It's just not set it and forget it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you do have to worry about hero abilities and stuff, spell placements and stuff.
Yeah.
But you're right. That makes sense. I agree. But I always like adding a queen walk to anything if possible, just because, a lot of times in BOWITCH attacks, the queen is the last troop to be standing, and those healers are what make that triple come through. So like on this attack right here, you'll see there's not a lot left over in the attack. You have one bowler and one witch down in the south working over towards the west. The king, the queen, and a few bowlers. Like the last one that we saw on their base number 3, that basically dominated the base. There were a lot of troops left over towards the end. And this one, not as many. It's really going to come down to that queen walk, I believe, in the end. King's getting pounded pretty hard by that mortar and that wizard tower. But the witch and that bowler are going to do a little bit of work as well. But as you can see, just a couple of troops.
She still has the ability on this. It's a beautiful walk.
Jordana did a very nice job on this walk. Phase 1 success.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's a nice one. I enjoy this one a lot. What do you think?
I think it's beautiful. I liked it. Anytime you can see that queen still going through to the end with the ability. I mean, she didn't need it except to just get more out of those archers and keep things, progressing quicker.
Attack going.
Yeah.
Nice one, Jordana. What are we going to?
Okay, so we're going to 9v9.
Okay. So
I'm doing
22.
2 9v9s. Yeah. Let me just. Yes. Number 22.
I'm Amanda. Let's hit it in 3, 2, 1, and play.
So this one is more HOGS, but this one is the Shattered Goboho, and I think it's the second one. Well, the second 9v9 that I'm going to show you that actually has some swag to it, which is pretty cool. But doesn't use a jump, uses some wall breaks. I'm a hog girl. I love golems. I love hogs. I like the tankiness of golems, and I like the consistency and speed of hogs to how to know their pathing and understand it. Lalo's very different. It has very different timing and placement requirements. So, hogs are different. You get used to. I feel like sometimes you get used to a way like a troop works. Knowing like how quickly they're going to move in and when you need to heal them by and how they work. Going against certain defenses and how quickly they'll kind of continue to path through.
Yeah, well, as you practice, you get used to an attack and you figure it out.
Yeah.
What's next?
But I'm a big fan of the strategy because you, with the phase 1 of your kill squad here, you just get some really nice push through the core, and again, you're creating some pathing for your hogs around the back end, and you kind of know like where you're going to place those spells. You have to still think on the fly for things that might pop up, like Teslas that you're not aware of if you're going in fresh, or bomb placements, or giant bombs. Spring traps can really mess you up with this type of attack. But, I really like being able to follow those hogs around and get those spells down. And she really did a great job with only one jump, not getting through the core, but her queen's still going through, still has a queen ability as her troops move through the core with the bowlers, and getting some really nice value, again, from that entry that continues through into the phase 2 portion and stands there and kind of assists with some of the cleanup as well.
Yeah, and the queen ability still intact. There's still a heal spell in the bag that's not even really needed.
Yeah, well, definitely, I think it was smart that she used it here because those hogs are splitting. They're going into the Tesla and making sure that they're nice and healed up as they go through the last remaining defenses here at the end, because you have the splash damage from the wizard tower and a couple of open options that could potentially have giant bombs here. Right. So it is kind of smart to ensure that those hogs are still good to go. But yeah, that one last heal only needed right there towards the end, and that queen ability just to kind of continue to push through. It's a pretty powerful attack.
Yeah, it looks like it. Let's double time through it as these hogs clean up the rest of the base, and then jump on to my third and final. Basically what this video is coming down to is, hogs versus BOWITCH. I mean, that's basically what it's going to be. All of yours are hog attacks, and all of mine are BOWITCH. Let's look at number 9. In 3, you ready there? 3, 2, 1, and play.
I'm a little slow sometimes. So.
That's okay. This one's by Eileen, I believe that's how you pronounce that name. And starting out with some minion picking off those camps on the outside. Little balloon in the action as well. I never understood why people do that with the balloons. Do you know why?
What did they do?
They dropped the balloon right behind the queen walk. Is that to try and pull out any air mines and stuff?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they wanted the balloon to grab the air mine so it doesn't target the healers, so it doesn't knock them out.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. Because minions can't do it. Was it a black bomb there? I missed it. Like as we started up.
I didn't see a mine at all actually, and I don't even know if this was a fresh hit. But sending that balloon in there with no mine makes me believe that it was a fresh hit.
Okay.
Yeah. I could be wrong. I was not following.
If this was a fresh hit and triple, GG to her. I think it's Lynn, by the way.
Lynn?
Lynn. I think so. I don't know if that's an I or not. I'm guessing it's an L-H-Y-N-E. Lynn.
I'm horrible with names. I really am
okay.
awful, so I always just apologize. And notice there's a P.E.K.K.A. in this attack as well. I always love when P.E.K.K.A.s get into the attack. So there is a P.E.K.K.A. in place of one of the golem or some of the giants, however you want to look at it. And that queen walk went right into the core of the base with all these bowlers and everything, and it's tearing stuff up hardcore right now.
Yeah, P.E.K.K.A. doing some nice work around the outside too. I'm surprised she didn't upgrade it with the new levels that were added.
What level P.E.K.K.A. is that? Level 6, you're right. Maybe
level 6.
Maybe time just hasn't been there for her. Maybe the farming hasn't been going. Who knows? Oh, gem.
I spent too many gems because I wanted to play with P.E.K.K.A.s this weekend for the for FCAs, and I gemmed them. It was, I felt dirty.
Speaking of you gemming your P.E.K.K.A., how different are they? Have you seen a huge difference in the upgrade?
Not really, honestly.
No, not a big deal.
No. Well, P.E.K.K.A.s, I worked with a particular strategy that was pretty OP before they had done it. It's like super OP now if you have the right base and you work a good funnel. But what I wanted to really do, where I spent the gems on, was in Town Hall 10, because I wanted to see how they worked in Town Hall 10 with a similar strategy. And it kind of works. So P.E.K.K.A.s in Town Hall 10, you might actually start seeing some more. You might start seeing some go wipes. I was playing around like a P.E.K.K.A. smash.
Yes, I love P.E.K.K.A. smash.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit more of what you'll see coming up, particularly, in lower tier bases.
Probably. And Lynn, as you said, I mean, that attack dominated right there. There were a ton of troops left at the end. And it was what you said, where the queen walk goes right in and dives in with the kill squad. Worked out well.
Yeah, I like those. I just feel like it's a little more coordinated, and there's nice navigation, and there's, you have to really pay attention to make sure you have that pathing go through.
I agree. We're looking at 23 for you right now, right?
Yes.
Amanda again?
There's some swag here.
Let's play it in 3, 2, 1, and play. Right.
So this one's a little different than the last Shattered Goboho that we saw, as there's wall break-in and no jumps. So there's a rage to use for the kill squad as they move in. I'm just going to fast forward because I don't know why it's taking so long to start up. There we go. So you've got the Shattered entry, wall breaks in, jump to get into the core. So again, creating that nice pathing through for the hogs. You're just gutting out the core, taking out what you want, and giving the hogs more room to navigate around properly, and keeping them within nice confinements of those heals, which is really good practice when you're in Town Hall 9, because when you move into 10, it's basically the same thing now. Now that we're using hogs, the kill squad hogs that you saw, this is how you evolve it. So you learn how to do this in Town Hall 9, and then you bring it into 10. I like that. I like that we can bring these up into progression.
Yeah, I like it as well. And it's reason to not rush. You know, it's like learn how to attack at this Town Hall level because it's preparing you for the next. It's basically the idea, really.
Absolutely. And I felt very lost in 10 for a while because I didn't feel that natural progression when I wound up in 10. But as Supercell has done some changes, and we're seeing more of these hogs move in, some different types of air attacks as well, I've started feeling more comfortable in that transition from 9 to 10 and doing these more successful 3-star attacks that are similar to what I've known from Town Hall 9.
Look at all the troops left over in this attack.
And look at the queen ability. Yeah, there's so many troops left over. She still has that queen ability. Doesn't need it. Look at all those hogs left over to take care of the cleanup, and the king is still going strong around the base. Well, until now.
Yeah.
But she got a massive amount of value out of that kill squad there. Her royals just kicked total butt, and this is a max base. It's like she went against a non-max base.
Well, Amanda seems to be good with these attacks because she did get a 6-pack. They were 2 of your favorites, so good job there, Amanda. I'm going to just scroll through as we talk about whatever it is, the results of the war. Clash Babes won this one versus Locked and Loaded 79-77 with 91.03% damage, while Locked and Loaded had 92.03. So 1 more percent, but 2 less stars. And I'm just going to scroll through the team's damage so you guys can take a peek at that. So what else are we going to talk about today, Lady B?
Well, we talked a little bit about the P.E.K.K.A.s. I think that's a really exciting thing. I know people hate P.E.K.K.A.s. It has such a stigma ever since Go Wipe.
I know. I put a video out this week about the P.E.K.K.A. and the rise of the P.E.K.K.A. And you had it split completely. People that love the P.E.K.K.A. and people that just think it's a worthless troop.
Yeah, I'd like to see about incorporating it in. I don't want to go full on Go Wipe consistently or anything like that, but because I don't think any troop should be able to just mess everything up all the time. Yeah. So I can agree with that, but I think adding some troops in and working around with different attack strategies is kind of fun because we don't have any new troops yet to mess around with. So
yeah, I think we're getting those soon, right?
I hope so. That would be nice.
Too. I would love something new, and not just a return of something new that's old.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
But I have nothing else. Is there any last things that you want to bring up before we say goodbye?
No. Other than my nail polish matching your logo.
Thank you for being color coordinated with me.
We were talking about that earlier before we started recording. I got my nails done today, and I got a purple. I was looking for Lady B purple, but it turned out to be Echo purple. But it still works. So
it looks pretty Lady B to me, though. Looks nice. Well done.
Thanks. Thank you.
Hey, Lady B, what's your favorite TV show right now?
Oh,
I know I didn't tell you I was going to ask you anything off topic.
No, you didn't. I've been binge watching American Psycho. I'm completely obsessed. Or American Horror Story. Sorry. Yeah, I skipped seasons 1 and season 2.
Those are the best 2 seasons in my opinion.
Well, see, when I first started watching season 1, I really didn't like it at all. It kind of freaked me out, and I was like, I can't watch this. But what I'm starting to figure, what I'm starting to figure out, it was the intro, and it kept messing me up. So now I'm watching it on Netflix, and I can skip the intros completely.
Well, the intro is scary. It's in the basement with all the jars of body parts and stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, each episode's intro. Those things, with the credits and the titles, that stuff, that it freaks me out. So with the noise and the music, I don't like it. So now that I can skip over those, I watch them on Netflix. But I started watching season 3, which was The Witches, and I loved it. And then I continued watching to season 4, Freak Show. Everybody says they hate Freak Show, that it was the worst season, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was just...
I didn't see Freak Show.
Really?
I stopped at The Witches because I didn't like The Witches. I saw 1 and 2 and loved it, and then I got to The Witches, and I guess I'm not big into witches.
Well, to be fair,
Yes.
I haven't seen the first few episodes of The Witch ones. I started watching I think I picked up around episode 5, probably.
How do you choose to start at episode 5?
Mr. B was watching it, and
okay.
and I didn't want to. I really didn't want to watch them. I was like, I'm not watching these because I had started watching the first one. And I really it freaked me out. But I'm now on Hotel. I love it. I'm almost done with it. And I guess I'll continue through. I'll watch Roanoke, I'll watch Cult, and then I'll go back and I'll watch them from the beginning.
I didn't even know there were that many, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 7 seasons.
Wow. It's been a while, I guess, since I've been into it.
Yeah.
All right, let's close up shop.
Okay.
Lisa, thanks
sorry,
for
I'm
coming
tired
down,
today.
guys. I appreciate you all being here. So does Lady B. I know that she does. If you enjoyed the episode, please come back for more. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Also, be sure to go into the description, click on Lady B's link, and go subscribe to her channel as well, because she comes out with strategy stuff for you guys almost every week. Lady B, any things you want to say?
I will be working my butt off this week to try and get 2 videos out because I am a little bit further behind. So there were some questions last week about why I don't put out, YouTube videos. I do. They're just not super frequent. I do them once a week. This past week just got a little backed up because of everything that went on with my doggy. So my sincere apologies. I promise to make it up for you guys. With maybe some extra content.
She'll keep her promise. Yeah. But thanks again so much, guys. Be sure to follow us both over on Twitter and on our channels as well. If you want to follow me on Discord or Twitter, the stuff is over there. It's LadyB_Clash. Clash. And the same thing on Twitch too. LadyB_Clash.
Yeah, I might have to I think I have to get rid of those. Because now that I'm LadyB_Clash on YouTube, I feel like maybe I need to drop the underscore.
If you can. I don't know if you're able to.
Yeah, I'll have to see.
We'll let you know if she does, though.
Yeah.
But thanks so much, guys. I'll see all of you back here again tomorrow. Until then, be good.
Just you slammed on the button so hard, it was not discreet.